What's good, everybody? Welcome to Boompa World. Today I want to check out this Switch game that was on sale a minute ago that I picked up called Bulletstorm. And the Switch version is called the Duke of Switch edition. But I distinctly remember being in middle school and my friend Peter being a fiend on the original game and trying to show me it. At the time I didn't really see the enjoyment because I was obsessed with multiplayer first person shooters. But the game is called the Duke of Switch edition for a reason. There is a mode we can play as Duke Nukem himself, which is not present in other versions of the game. He's a reskin of the main character more or less, with ad-libs and out of place everything. But I feel like I gotta play as him. I mean, he's the man. It's called the Duke of Switch edition. He might be funny or corny, but who cares? I'm just kind of jumping into this. This is only $7.99. This game is published by Gearbox, who did the Duke dirty with his own game. They took forever on it and it was mid or something. So maybe this is their attempt to make up for it. Add them to good game. And if you guys want to see more content like this, please subscribe and like. I'm really trying to grow this channel and I can't do it without some support. So shout out to you guys if you feel like doing that and helping old Boompa World out. Let's see if this can be the best Duke Nukem game since the 90s.
Okay.
And to preface that statement, most people know the story of Duke. Too long didn't read. He was old PC games. They were good. They were classic. He's kind of funny. But then they remade it. It was in development hell for forever. Shitty poopy game. 10 years waiting. So yeah, let's add him to Bulletstorm. Starts off and we're basically torturing some guy who is out to kill us because we got a big ass bounty, a little price on my head. So I got to do some things I regret. And right off the bat, this game is pretty stupidly funny with these Duke sayings. He's like a old school kind of badass, trying to be cool, but he kind of looks corny in that. They put his lines in the actual game and in the cutscenes, and so it kind of just sounds off and different. He just seems so goofy in these serious situations, and I feel like it actually fits the game's vibe, and it's kind of fun and low-key. But Bulletstorm warned me from the start it was going to be quite gory and violent, so if you're a little buddy, you might be too scared. But our crew is under attack because we used to work for the government as assassins. But we actually we stopped working for the government because we were just killing dissenters or anyone who disagreed with the government. So we found out we were the actual bad guys. And we kind of turned on our leader, and now he wants us dead. And I mean, they did pretty well. I mean, by the end of the first mission, most of my team is dead, and one of the guys left, Ishii. He's half cyborg. He got hit pretty hard. Yeah, the game is actually really pretty though. It surprises me that it's an old game and it's being on the Switch. It kind of reminds me of Borderlands with a little more realism and polish. I also feel like the gameplay is really tight, really linear, but also really rewarding. I don't love playing first-person shooters with two Joy-Cons, so this game does grant options. And you also kick with the B button, which is so blunt and powerful. This game reminds me of how the Doom games kind of play, and they use each area as little playgrounds to just mow down enemies in your own creative ways. I mean, you watch a Marine get destroyed through a series of unfortunate events, and then you receive his leash, which is a new weapon that you get for the rest of the game. My crewmate told me that it was banned, but I mean the government was still using it, so I guess they're just corrupt. I mean, but this thing shreds, it eats, it wrecks, it's every positive word. You can grab anyone from anywhere and just ruin their day. It's so satisfying, stringing together kills and skill shots to get points on the screen. It feels like a glorified arcade cabinet. It's actually fun as hell. It also grants you access to the enemy's little skill shop and stuff. So you can buy weapon upgrades, and this is when I noticed each weapon you can unlock has a charge shot that is a powerful super bullet. I don't know, there's a lot into this game. I feel like it's already worth it. It makes you be creative, once you use the tools at your disposal. Your partner is kind of weird and hates you, but the dynamic with Duke being sarcastic is pretty funny.
Okay.
I just go off on all the stupid varied enemies though that we get to kill on this big planet. It felt pretty easy. Sometimes if you're not near cover, you can get overwhelmed by enemies on the ground and sky. There's also plenty of interactable environment stuff that just makes the game even more fun too. It's underrated. It's slapping. It feels like the levels were designed and tested to make sure the game was actually fun, not just bland missions or any filler. Each moment was thought out, and it feels like there's a lot of moments like this ball chase or running from a dinosaur thing that we destroyed its eggs on accident earlier in the game. These moments were so monumental, and it was just a sight to behold, especially on the Switch. Big explosions on my Switchy. The portable mode worked just fine too. I didn't experience any problems. Just as I was getting bored with my assault rifle though in this game, I did unlock a pistol, then a grenade launcher, which also had their own upgrades. It felt like a really easy game to get into. It was well explained, had fun controls, good graphic, lots of bright colors popping up. I think they like de-browned this game, because back when this originally came out, every game like Gears of War was like painfully brown and boring, but they definitely bloomed it up for me. I feel like this is like a product of Michael Bay movies at the time too. I just feel like it's like an overpowered action hero. We live, man, we live. This little Tokyo Godzilla mission only owns in on this action movie vibe that I'm getting, and we get to control him. It was really a blast, even though he did pass away, rest in peace. He served us well, and the variety in gameplay just astonished me, specifically for a first-person shooter with only like 5 guns. They set up so many unique situations that as you get better at the game, better at using your environment, you just get rewarded more and more. Our crewmate, cyborg guy Ishii, is fighting off the AI in his brain, who wants to control his mind. Basically, he's dying from the start. He's low-key a buzzkill when compared to Duke, but I assume in him and Gray, the actual guys bounce off each other a bit more. And here, like, we get it, Duke. But this is literally a glorified PC mod. I feel like it's given me a fun, kind of fried perception of this game. But yeah, this next mission we unlocked sniping, and it's actually so fun. You literally control the bullet the whole time. Reminds me of like Mario Odyssey when you control the bullet bills, but more. And we also link with this girl who we've been chasing after, and we just form this like weird alliance because we all 3 have to survive, but we all hate each other. I don't know. This next area though is like a botanical garden in space with so many Venus flytraps in it. I feel like this shooter actually has like game and level design akin to a platformer, and like less so to a typical FPS. That also goes with these boss battles. It's rated MPD Piranha right here. Like, this is one of the highlights of the game, but so is a previous level. I just actually love the use of color and the variety in enemies and like everything. I was just really keeping me into it, along with cringing at Duke and eating some good spaghetti my dad made. I don't know why I wrote. The next mission was within a collapsing building, which I feel like I've ran out of something that's about to explode or kill me or eat me like 1,000 times in this game, but every time it's still exciting. Like when you're just playing the game and not really thinking critically about its repetitive nature, it's just boom, shoot, colors, points, gore. It's cool, it's fun. The enemies have variety for sure, but it's not like anything crazy though. A couple of regular guys, some crazy run at you guys, some guys that explode and they're all puffy, and you get the idea. Halo did it in 1999 or whenever it came out. You have a lot of control. It almost feels like a beat 'em up with your leash and kick combo. The gameplay is great. Every location is well thought out, very pretty, very aesthetically pleasing. Just makes for a great backdrop for the psycho but entertaining violence this game has to offer. Dudes will get stuck in cactus or exposed wire, get eaten by plants, have to face you and your weird-ass companions who talk a lot and add some form of humor to the game. The graphics and pretty much everything else is up to par. I can't really find much to complain about because the game isn't that long and does not overstay its welcome. But even then I felt some kind of monotony around the fifth act, but there's 7 acts. It's really what you make of it though, because there's like countless ways to kill and you get bonuses, but I kind of just was running out of my creativity. But I was just lit the whole time though. When I thought there was going to be no new guys, these volcano men come out nowhere and made me happy again. We even ended up having to run with our old douchebag commander that we turned on. Like, the situations are so weird but makes sense when you think about survival on this weird alien planet. The story behind the planet, it was a failed resort built on top of like a lot of creatures. It just sounded doomed from the start. Just a bunch of rich people making dumb decisions. They really went full throttle here. I'm glad Gearbox didn't publish some mid, because they do that a fair amount of times. This game will definitely satiate your desire to play a shooter, especially single players. It really reminds me of the Wolfenstein games. But yeah, as we're running with the commander, it comes to the time where we have to defuse this DNA bomb, and we ask for the code, and our commander literally spells out, "You are a dumb tit," which made me almost laugh, but he screwed us over and tried to leave us. I ran at him, and the game got very tense at the end. Like, I'm using all my charged ammo, spending all my points at each station to get more. All the weapons are unlocked. I've upgraded everything. I just really found myself getting lost in the action up to the bitter end. We see our brother Ishii, our robot friend, get killed as the DNA bomb erupts and it helps propel us out of the planet's atmosphere. What a game. What the heck? They even let you skip the credits? I know these people worked hard, but still, I'm skipping. I got places to be. I'm just kidding. But this game is easily, by and large, the best Duke game to come out since the 90s. And arguably ever. Duke is actually funny in the overly macho feel. He even pokes fun at himself. And it felt like a perfect fit. Leashing aliens, killing every single one in dramatic fashion. It feels almost like the natural progression of the first-person shooter for Duke. And it's honestly really slept on. Bulletstorm is fire. If you see it on sale, like I did, I highly recommend you play it. I got more time and enjoyment out of this than a lot of other games on the Switch that I paid a lot more than $8 for. But Bulletstorm Duke of Switch was a very fun and surprisingly varied first-person shooter that hit all the right boxes. Fun gameplay, great story, currency and progression. Like, what else could I want from a very linear FPS? Great level design. I'm about to end it off here though. Next time I think we'll be doing something a little bit different. Have a good one and Boompa out. Please like the video and stay safe out there.